Hello everybody, thank you for joining us. Today we're going to do a basic sketch of a fruit, and I say that we should sketch a pear. So to get a pear going, we know that it is essentially like round shapes in it. So that is the flat shape against which we will place our fruit. So let's put a circle like that. Let's put an oval like that. So I know like it looks like a snowman right now, but if we go over this quickly, use very light strokes in my opinion, so it's like a light bulb sort of thing. We have to imagine a light bulb when we are looking at a pear, but instead of making it this very round and very evenly round and nice shape, you could in a pear, in my opinion, have certain angles, like little flat angle here, because if you do pick up a pear, you'll see that if you want to make it like a little more realistic, there's more like flat curves, especially in this area here. But now this is a quick essential exercise in following what we need to get done when we are putting down the sketch of a pear. And a pear is, in my opinion, essential drawing exercise because it has a straighter, sort of like a prolonged curve, and of course the round curve that you see in an apple. So in my opinion, it's good practice when you have a perspective going there, shading going there, in terms of a light in the presence of a particular light source, and it's coming from here. So the shadow will be cast along this line. So what you can do is go with a crosshatch and use minimal strokes. It's always helpful, and you can always find it easier to fix any shading that has gone out of the line. So I'm concentrating, if it's a light source, so right around the curve, let's say, the shadow begins to fall on any cylindrical object. So we are going to quickly put in the crosshatch there. For that matter, the stick, if evenly round, will have the same principle. Let's say that this is evenly round, and we're going to put in the same kind of fills going in to have this area slightly dark, and here darker here right around the curve, and completely in light here. And then of course this casts a shadow because, and that runs along the top of the pear, somewhat like that, depending on the light source. If the light hits from here, this will shift over to that side. So in this case it's coming in from here, so this shadow falls on this side, and we keep going. So with the crosshatch coming now over here, I mentioned that if you're actually basing your sketch off an actual pear and you put it in light, it's the best kind of exercise really, instead of sourcing images on Google. I mean, that's fine, but there's nothing, as they say, like the real thing right up front, because it's going to give you so much more in terms of angles, perspective, different shades going in, and you could take your time and shade into every curve that you see. So I'm imagining that there's, as you can feel, like I put in a little sharper curve here, and I am going along that shape. Now that doesn't necessarily go all along here, but for the sake of shading, I'm saying that it is. And after all, we want to conclude as quickly as possible so that we can have you good folks going back to your work. So right under there will be, of course, a darker tone because it's an area that is set pretty much against the light. I'm going to grab me a slightly thicker pencil just to brush things up. Now, I have been doing a crosshatch all along here, and crosshatch is actually essentially good practice when it comes to putting down sketches like this, but I can also go with a flat tip if I'm just confident enough and go along putting in the tones right till this side of the pear, but we have to also understand that it's not going to be pitch black all around. It's a round surface, so there is some light bouncing off onto here, but not as much as here. So this is still in contrast to this, and it will still remain in the dark, but there will be that little source of light hitting it realistically. I mean, when you, as I said, that you should try this with an actual pear, put it in a source of light, and you'll see. I would recommend a light bulb, and put it in front of a light bulb and sketch this out. You'll see that there's like so much more to this. The shape of the pear, when you place an actual pear in the source of the light, you'll see that it will actually help to bring out all these different angles, and it'll give you a whole new thought set about putting in shading around fruits and around other cylindrical shapes. Thank you very much for watching. Please do subscribe. Let us have your comments. Have yourself a wonderful day.